Right, let's talk health now. Dr Amir is right here. And first of all, before we talk medical things, you had a big, giant star joining you for dinner last night, Amir.
Morning. I did, at my house, a Bollywood superstar and icon. She's called Manisha Koirala.
Yes.
There she is. If anybody watched Bollywood movies in the 90s like I did, you'd know how iconic she is. And she's just come back with a massive Netflix series called Hira Mundi. I was really nervous, Lorraine. I didn't know what to cook. She kind of dropped it on me last minute. She was looking for places to eat in Bradford and Leeds. And then she saw my cooking on Instagram and she said, I'm going to come to your house instead. So I put something together. I made this cake as well, which turned out quite nice. It took me a while to get it out of the tin, but it was a chocolate orange. Yes. And she's invited me back to her house. She kind of splits her time between Mumbai and Kathmandu, and she said we can go trekking in Kathmandu. So something to look forward to.
Well, that was well worth having around for dinner and all the stress of cooking for a big, huge star. Thank you very much. That's great. I might see you in Bollywood. You look like a Bollywood star right now, especially with the moustache.
Yes, you could be my Bollywood. We could dance round the trees in the rain, Lorraine, you and I.
I have seen you doing it, and it's fabulous. Right, let's get on to matters of health. Interesting news about weight loss jabs this morning. They seem to be a kind of cure-all for everything, it would seem.
It would appear that way. Now, this is a big study. It was conducted in Taiwan. They followed 60,000 people right across the world. The average age of them were 58. They were living with obesity and type 2 diabetes. Half of them were given these weight loss injections, GLP-1s, like Wegovy, Ozempic, Trulicity. The other half were not. And then they were followed up for 7 years. And what they found, the group that were given the medication, the GLP-1 injections, had a 37% reduced risk in dementia and a 19% reduced risk in stroke when compared to the other group. Now, that sounds really good, but what we don't know is whether it was the injections, the medication that reduced that risk, or whether it was just the medication treating their type 2 diabetes and managing their obesity. What we do know is type 2 diabetes is a big risk factor for dementia. Insulin itself, when produced in smaller amounts and working well, can help with brain cell growth and communication. It can help clear those amyloid plaques out of the brain, which can be linked to Alzheimer's dementia. But in type 2 diabetes, when you are resistant to insulin, those processes are not working so well in your brain. So that increases your risk of dementia. And also, obesity and high blood sugars causes inflammation in the small blood vessels in your brain, reducing the amount of oxygen and nutrients it can get. So that can increase your risk of dementia and stroke as well. So we don't know that. And it's really important to say that these drugs, I always say this, they are medication and should only be taken under supervised control through a medical professional. They do have side effects, many of which are potentially very serious.
Exactly. Now, look, tell me about insomnia. Is a huge problem for so many people. And a lot of people take a pill, you know, to try and help them sleep. But there's now ways to beat insomnia and you don't have to take a sleeping pill.
Yes, this is another study. It was done in China, followed about 1,300 people, and it found exercise like Tai Chi, yoga, and walking an hour or so before going to bed can help you sleep better. And that is because these kind of exercise connect you to mindfulness, breath work, and relaxation. So it reduces that anxiety that sometimes can keep people awake. Now, we all know that having a relaxing sleep routine and taking off screens before bedtime is a good way to get sleep. But there are some other ways as well without pills that can help. The first thing, I always say, getting your room temperature down to about 18 degrees is the ideal temperature for sleep, but that's hard to do if you haven't got air conditioning. So we know actually just cooling your feet will help reduce your core body temperature and help you get off to sleep. So either stick your feet outside the duvet or before bed, just soak your feet in some cool water and lower your body temperature that way. And that will help you get off to sleep.
Right.
It's great. The other thing is tart cherry juice. So tart cherry juice contains tryptophan and melatonin. Both of these can calm the brain, reduce anxiety, and help you drift off to sleep. And the third thing is de-scrambling your brain. Right. So lots of us are kept awake because of anxiety and thoughts going through our head. But if you just meditate and repeat the words, I am calm, sleep will come, that will help your brain focus. Or you can try something called cognitive shuffling, which kind of makes your brain think of other things. And the easiest way to do it is think of all the letters of the alphabet. Start with A. Think of all the boys or girls' names beginning with A. Once you've exhausted that, move to B, do the same at C, D, and eventually you'll drift off sleep because you're not thinking about all the things that keep you awake.
That's a really, some great tips there. Thank you, my angel. I'll talk to you very soon. Right, go away and practice your cookery skills, because I'm sure there'll be more A-listers on the way. Meryl Streep just phoned and said she's looking for a dinner, so on you
I'm waiting for you to come, Lorraine. You've got an open invite.
Listen,
You're the only A-lister.
I'm there. I am there. I've tasted your cooking. It's fantastic. Thank you, Amir. Thank you so much. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.